everyone. Welcome to my video. Today is Tuesday, the 19th of October 2021. My name is Dan Guitar from Thailand. In this video, I like to talk about the true drama or never non-friendly people who have remote wisdom. If you want to solve life problem, if you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you must try to understand every story I convey in the video and consider along as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it, and finally you will have opportunity to attain knowledge, right? The topic to speak in this video, can you hear that? Topic to speak in this video, explanation about depression from psychologists. Don't solve the problems, but cause misunderstanding. Wow! Topic to speak in this video, I say, explanations about depression from psychologists. Don't solve the problems, but cause misunderstanding. Why do you say that? As I told you, no one owns OCD, no one's own depression and anxiety, no one's own ruminating, no one's own repetitive thought, no one's own happiness, no one owns suffering, because out of self it doesn't really exist. Can you understand me? Everything on this earth is soulless, it's not an ego. What you see or hear now, you see in the way you see and you hear in the way you hear. It doesn't mean anything. But you were taught to believe what you see now is a man who is walking, or a man who is standing, or this is a dog, a cat, a goat, a tiger, and the last one is a shark. A shark say, ekokoi, 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 ekokoi. A shark say, shark, 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 shark. Every story I convey in the video, I want you to understand about the thought process. As I told you, the thought is the thought. The thought process, it doesn't belong to anyone on this earth. Depression and anxiety is just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. Ruminating, repetitive thoughts, suffering, happiness, anger. It's just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. It doesn't really exist. Can you understand me? Topic to speak in this video, I say, explanations about depression and anxiety from psychologists don't solve the problem, but cause misunderstanding. Why do you say that? You misunderstand. What you see now, it doesn't mean human being. It doesn't mean a man who is walking. You see in the way you see in reality of universal truth. We name it. What you see now is the nature. This is the nature. This is the nature. Nature is aware of nature. Nature see the nature. Nature hear nature. It doesn't mean we are aware. It doesn't mean we see. It doesn't mean we hear. But we name it. What you see now is a dog, a cat, a goat, a tiger, a shark. Where can I find the meaning of dog, cat, goat, tiger, shark, animal, human being? It's just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Just kidding. Topic to speak in this video, I say, explanation about depression and anxiety from psychologists don't solve the problem, but cause misunderstanding. Cause misunderstanding, it means you misunderstand. You believe that this is our true self, this is human being. No, not at all. Everything on this earth is soulless. Everything on this earth is soulless. It's not an ego. Can you understand me? And I say, No one own OCD, no one's own OCD and anxiety disorder. It's just the belief in the meaning of fictional language. Topic to speak, I say, explanations about depression from psychologists don't solve the problem. Topic to speak in this video, I say, explanation about depression from psychologists don't solve the problem. Yeah. Let's support that. Let's support that. I'm a psychologist and I say, let's support that. Let's support that. I'm a psychologist and I say, you suffer because of depression and anxiety which caused by the rumination and repetitive thought. No, not at all. Where can I find our true self? Where can I find repetitive thought? Where can I find depression and anxiety? It's just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. The story in this talk is very easy to understand or hardly impossible to understand. The fools cannot understand in this talk because they lack wisdom and they don't want to understand. Finally, they will suffer again and again. When they die, they will go to hell. But if you are a smart person, I believe that you can solve right problem, you can overcome anger, you can overcome depression and anxiety in this life because you can understand in this talk. Our true self, it doesn't really exist. Everything on this earth is soulless, it's not an ego. Can you understand me? Everything on this earth is an impermanent because it deteriorates all the time. Where can I find our true self? Where can I find the meaning of I, you, we, they, this, that, those, he, she, it? Where can I find the meaning of this, that, those, he, she, is, I, you, we, they, human being, animal? It's just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. Topic to speak in this video, I say, explanation about depression and anxiety from psychologists don't solve the problem, but cause misunderstanding. You misunderstand because you believe this is true self, this is human being. Where can I find human being? It's just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. It's just a thought. The thought is thought. Oh, if you want to overcome anger, if you want to solve right problem, if you want to overcome depression and anxiety, you must have to understand it. You know. Obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, is such the belief. It doesn't really exist. Ruminating, repetitive thought, it doesn't really exist. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Just kidding. Can you hear that? As I told you. Topic to speak, I say, explanation about depression and anxiety from psychologists don't solve the problem. Explanation about depression and anxiety from psychologists is nonsense. Explanations about depression from psychologists don't solve the problem, but cause misunderstanding. Explanation about depression and anxiety from psychologists don't solve the problem, but cause misunderstanding. Let's support that. I'm a psychologist and I say you suffer because of depression and anxiety which caused by ruminating and repetitive thought. Not at all. The word ruminating, repetitive thought, depression and anxiety is just to believe in the meaning of the fictional language. Can you understand me, dog? Can you understand me? Repetitive thought, ruminating, depression and anxiety, it doesn't belong to anyone on this earth. It has no owner. No one suffers from depression and anxiety because our true self, it doesn't really exist. Oh, If you want to solve that problem, if you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you must try to understand every story I convey. It's very simple to understand. As I told you, the story in this story is suitable for only people who have the most wisdom. The fool, a shark, can you hear that? The fools cannot understand in this talk because they lack wisdom and don't want to understand. If you are a smart person, I believe that when you listen to me, you consider along as I said over and over again until you can you hear that? A tiger, can you hear that? Can you hear that? A tiger say, topic to speak in this video, I say explanation about depression and anxiety from psychologist. Don't solve the problem, but cause misunderstanding. You misunderstanding because you believe that this is our true self, this is human being. No, not at all. The thought process said, suffering, happiness, ruminating, repetitive thought, depression and anxiety, it doesn't really exist. It's just the belief in the meaning of the fictional language. Everything which happened in the thought is a thought. Everything which happened in the thought, it doesn't have the language to say, it has no owner. Everything which happened in the thought, it doesn't belong to anyone on this earth. Can you understand me? If you can understand it in this talk, I believe that you can solve that problem, you can overcome anger and suffering, you can overcome depression and anxiety in this life. Nothing more to say than this. Please bear in mind.